So this video we'll start looking at using WooCommerce, which is the e-commerce solution for WordPress. WooCommerce is just a plugin like any others, so we can go into plugins, add new, and from here we can search for WooCommerce. Okay, it should come up with various options, but the main one, just check it's compatible with your version of WordPress, because you don't want to install a newer version that's not compatible with your version if you haven't got the latest version of WordPress. But as long as that's compatible, install now. Once that's been installed, we can just activate that. Now WooCommerce will then take us through a wizard to help set up the store. So I'll just put in a few details here. Okay, it'll ask you what currency you're working with and whether you're planning to sell physical products or digital products or combination of both. So we're going to just set that to physical products. There's a box here to send information to WooCommerce. I tend to take that off. I suppose it should really help them, but I'm going to take that off. It then asks you what payment engines you want to use. Now the most common ones are Stripe and PayPal. And you can also set it to allow people to pay you direct to your bank account if you want to do offline payments. But I'm just going to set that up with Stripe and, well, I'm just going to do PayPal for the purpose of this. And click on continue. And shipping zone. It asks us what shipping zone options there are. Shipping is really important with WooCommerce, well, for any online business, because you need to work out what your shipping rates are for your business. So we'll just leave the defaults for now, and we can have a look at that a little bit later. I'm not going to worry about shipping labels for this, and it'll ask you what default measurements you want to use. It's just asking me what the defaults are for each one. So let's put flat rate. Let's go put a default of £2.99, and for locations not covered within your zone, so that would be overseas. If you're focusing on UK, you could set this to £15. Make it something unreasonable. You can actually specify free shipping there as well if you want to. But again, that can all be changed later on. There's nothing you're setting up here that can't be changed later. Okay, we tend to go with automated taxes, so it calculates the VAT. You can integrate MailChimp. I'm not going to do that now. And Facebook, we're not going to do that now just for the purpose of time. But these are the options that you can do. Jetpack, it tries to integrate with Jetpack. I personally don't like Jetpack. I find it has a big performance implication on your website. Jetpack is quite a powerful tool that gives you various options around monitoring and tracking and so on. It's something you can look at separately. We're not going to cover it within the time we've got here today. Okay, we're then ready to start using it. It is worthwhile signing up to the regular tips and updates that come through so you know what's going on. You can then go on to create some products, but we'll do that later. Or you can import products if you've got them set up in a CSV file. Okay, but for now we're going to go straight to visit our dashboard. Okay, and this has taken us back to our WordPress dashboard, and we can see that Jetpack hasn't been installed, but it's still trying to get us to do it, so we're just going to get rid of that. And WordCommerce admin. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is go to our WooCommerce store, and we can look at our settings. Now this is pretty much what we've just done, but you can see here all the things that we've set up we're able to change or configure within these tabs. General, products, and so on. You can see your shipping tab there for setting up the shipping classes. Payments for your payment engines. You remember we set up PayPal, but you can set up the other ones here as well. It actually, thinking of it, it might have been worthwhile setting up Stripe when we did the configuration, and then just turning it off if you don't want to use it. Accounts, this is the customer's account, so if they want to register for making purchases, so it remembers their details. Emails, so all of the emails that go to our clients or to ourselves are set up here. So if you want to make any amendments to the emails, they're all done on this tab. You can also specify which email address it says it's coming from and the name. So I'm just going to put that to be Savvy Club. Okay, and we can change our colours as well. If you want to have a play with the colours on that to be your brands, you can do that too. Okay, now if we go to the advanced page, we can see here these are the pages that have been set up. Now these pages will have already been created. You can put a link to your own terms and conditions in here, and it's important that you do have terms and conditions if you are setting up an online store. And when you've got all those set up, you just save changes. Now if we go back to our pages, okay, you'll see a few new pages have been created for us automatically. So we have a shop page there. Now if we look in that, it's just a blank page, but because WooCommerce is pointing to that, it will automatically populate that with the shop information for your website. So you don't have to do anything with that, just ignore it. It's also created a cart page, a checkout page, and my account page. So the first thing to do would be to start setting up our products. So underneath WooCommerce, you'll see products. And from here, we can create our first product. Now you'll notice, because we've still got the Divi theme installed, we can actually use the Divi builder here if we want to format the structure of the page a little bit differently. So we're just going to give this a name, test product, and we'll just put in some sample information here. Okay, now this is the main content page. If we scroll down, there's actually a short description as well. The short description appears at the top of the page. If there's nothing in there, it will take the long description, but if you wanted to have a different description from like a short description beside the product title, then this is where you'd put that. You can also put images in there, you can add media if you want to, so you can add that in there. Go back and we'll add our little boy in there. Okay. And down here in this product data section is where we start setting the information around what we're selling it for. So we've got the option at the top here, simple product. Simple product is a straightforward product that you want to sell. Group product is where you want to link it to other products, so you're grouping products together. External or affiliate products, that's if you're selling on behalf of somebody else, which we wouldn't normally be doing. The other one you may use is variable products. A variable product is a product that has multiple options. For example, if you sell scarves and you want to sell with an option of red, white or blue, then you would set up a variable option, and instead of having to have a separate product for the red scarf, the blue scarf and the white scarf, you have one single product and you can set a separate price against each option of red, white or blue. So we'll do that for now. Set that to a variable product. It's taxable, so you can set that taxable or non-taxable. And you can set your standard, your tax classes. Typically it'll be standard tax unless you have a business that has different tax bands, VAT bands. Inventory, so we have options here to use SKU codes to identify it if you want to, but it is optional. We can manage stock. If we click on the manage stock option, then other options come up. So we can specify how many we have in stock. We can allow back orders if we want to. So we put on there allow but notify customer. So this is allowing customers to place orders even when the stock quantity has got down to 0. And it specifies what you can specify what the low stock threshold is. So if you want to, for here it defaults to 2. So that means that when it gets down to 2 items left, it will start displaying a low stock threshold on the website. You can also specify if you want to limit how many of a product people can buy. You can put this. You can click here to say that this will only allow only one of these items to be bought in a single order. So if they want to buy multiple, they'll have to place multiple orders. I tend not to use that. Shipping. So there are, when you set up shipping classes, which we haven't done yet, you can set it up with various particular classes, which will come in this drop down. You can have shipping that's based on weight, which is quite useful if you want a flexible shipping capability, or you can also do it based on dimensions, length, width and height. So if you have large products, you may want to have a shipping class based on the dimensions of your product. So you can set all these up, and these are all linked to the shipping classes that we looked at in the settings before. But these are the dimensions that are specific to this product. Linked products, so if you have other products set up already, which we don't at the moment, you'd be able to search for those products. So upsells are where you want to try and sell them a higher value product, or cross sales to sell products of a similar nature, which or other products that may complement what they're buying. Next one is attributes. So this is where we will set our attributes. So this is where we said about scarves. So if we want to set the color, and we would set red, and we have to separate it with the pipes sign, red, white or blue, and then we just click on there, use for variations. So this is where we can specify different prices if we want to. So we save that, okay, and when I go into variations now, it will have an option there to add a variation. So I'm going to create variations from all attributes, click on go, and it's created 3 variations. So we can see there red, white and blue. Now if I want to then set a price for red at say £50, because these are very expensive scarves, I could also have separate weight and dimension classes if I want to. I could have a sale price on there if I want to. And then for the white one, because it's not so popular, I'm going to set that to £40. And then for the blue one, I'm going to set that to £45. Okay, you can have separate descriptions on there if you want to as well. But once you've done that, click on save, and it's saved those different options. Okay, the next tab is advanced. So if you want to put a purchase note on there, something specific to the product, which you may want the customers to know. For example, if the product's not returnable, for example, you might want to put it in there. And they enable reviews if you want to enable the customer to apply or add a review for this product. You can enable or disable reviews at this point. Okay, once we've done that, we're on to our product image and our categories. So if we look along the right hand side, okay, at the moment we haven't got any product category set up, but it is worthwhile doing that. So if I add a new category for scarves, add the category, and you'll see it appears there and it's going to default. And if I could add subcategories here as well. So if I wanted to do gloves, I'll add that as a category. I'm going to take that one off, but say under scarves I wanted to add red, I'll just put that under scarves, and you'll see it will create that subcategory. Okay, product tags, if I want to use tags on my items, which helps for SEO purposes and for easy searching, I'm just going to put scarves in there. I'm going to put red, white and blue. Just put those in there. And here we can set our product image. So you have the main product image, which we'll put on there. And then if you want to have a gallery, you can actually have add more product images underneath. So if I want to put a couple more images in there, then that will appear under the image, and you can then scroll through the different images on your product. Okay, when you're happy, we're going to publish that. Okay, now if I go to the front of my website, and you'll see all the pages have been set up, click on the shop, and we should see our product that we've set up. Now you can see there it tells us the product name, and it says the price range of 40 to 50 because we've got the variables. I'm going to click on our product, and we can see there that that would be the short description that we set up. We can see that down here we've got the full description that we set up, any additional information that we've put on there. So for in this example, it's telling us what our attributes are, and if there were any reviews, it would do the reviews there, and you can also add your reviews. We can see our image galleries, so we want to click on the different images, and it's got a magnifier on there, so if you want to focus in on the product. We can see our categories and our tags and our options. So if we want to select the red one, we can see there straight away it tells us what our price is, and we can add to our cart. Change that to white, and we can see there, click to add cart. And that's it, and you've basically got a basic shop there. Yes, there's a lot of formatting you want to do there to make it aligned to your brands, but the basics of installing WooCommerce, setting up the first product is just what we've just done. Now, if we want to go back to the back end, and we'll go back to our settings. Okay, the key things to set up will be shipping. So we can see our shipping in here. We've got United Kingdom as a default, and we've got locations not covered by your other zones. So anything that's not United Kingdom would be here. So normally you could actually take that one off. You could just specify no shipping method on that one, and then it would come up with the customer and say there is no shipping method defined for your location, and they would need to contact you. Or you can set it up across global if you want to. If you want to edit that, okay, we can actually specify different postcodes as well. So if you want to have different regions on there, so for example, you may want to consider mainland UK versus offshore UK, like Jersey, Guernsey, and so on. And you can have different rates for those. So we can see it's set to flat rate. Okay, and we can see where we put on $2.99 before. Now, I said before that you can have flexible rates. So there is an option for flexible rates shipping, and this is where you may want to do it based on weights or dimensions, and that would be classed as a flexible rate shipping because the rate would change based on the dimensions. Okay, if we go to shipping options, you can see some other options in here. You can hide the shipping cost until an address is entered, which is actually quite useful because it can be a bit confusing if you've got a shipping cost that's displayed, which then gets changed when they put their address in. So I would actually specify that one. You can specify that you want the shipping calculator to appear on the cart page. If you have that turned off, then it doesn't appear until they actually check out. And you can have it whether it's defaulting to the shipping address or billing address. Normally you would do it to shipping address, which I would do. And you can force the shipping to the customer billing address if you want to. I'm not sure you'd really want to because it could be regular for someone to order on behalf of somebody else and have it shipped there direct. Okay, just going back to the payment screen. So down here before we set up PayPal, so we click on the manage option. You can see we've got set up and we've got manage. So PayPal one, we've got the manage option. So this one's been activated. Now down here we need to add, you can add things like your logo and so on. But the key thing is that we have to add your login details to your PayPal account. So you can see up here we've got the setup or link an existing PayPal account. It's really important, otherwise when you're selling things it doesn't know where to put the money. So we set up that link. What your choice of payment engine is up to you. There are multiple ones you can use. Like I said, Stripe and PayPal are the normal defaults within WooCommerce, but you can add others if you choose. There's lots of plugins out there to add in different payment gateways, and you can just add those in as you want. So we would just go in there, we would create that link, and it would link it to your PayPal account. So that's a quick overview of WooCommerce. That would get you started, and then there are numerous settings you can use. But if you just wanted to just go with the basics, then that is all you need to do. There are lots of other things you can do, and I suppose it depends on what the needs are for your shop. So when you're planning, before you start going down the WooCommerce road, you might want to think about what your key requirements are and what you're trying to get out of it, and then making sure that it is fit for purpose. The way we've set up WooCommerce is obviously specific to WordPress, but whatever platform you're working on, setting up an e-commerce site is going to be fairly similar, whereby you need your products, you need your payment engine, you need your shipping options, and the rest of it should all fall together. The way it displays in the front end can be formatted based on depending on what theme you're using. So there's lots of ways you can display that and lots of options you can use, but we're not going to cover that within this session. Okay, hope that's been useful. If you have any questions, you know where to contact me.